Hey folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Monday, the 17th of February, 2025. And in today's video, I'm going to decipher for you in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 1. Okay. Now, chapter 3, verse 1, this prophecy here is actually an extremely important prophecy. And it's actually a prophecy for the um, Tribulation Period. Okay. Now, this prophecy here can actually be quite confusing for Bible scholars to decipher, mainly because of its ambiguity. If you like, it's very ambiguous. It's not very clear cut, and it can cause confusion. But you actually have to decipher who the messenger of the covenant is, whom this Lord is. There's actually quite a few things that you got to decipher, and you actually have to, when you decipher this, you actually have to realize what Bible prophecies will come in activation, if you like, in the future, in the tribulation period, as this prophecy is fulfilled in the future. Okay. Now, this is actually a very extremely, very difficult prophecy to decipher. Many Bible scholars, when they read this and they read it like this, behold, I will send my messenger. They think this is actually John the Baptist and that is to do with the first advent of Jesus, but not so. So let me read it to you. Behold, I will send my messenger, John the Baptist. This is what people think. And he shall prepare the way before me. I can understand that. And he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom you seek, meaning Jesus, shall suddenly come to his temple. And so, many Bible scholars think that this is to do with John the Baptist, the messenger, make a straight path for the Lord, and that, Jesus is coming to his temple. But Jesus didn't suddenly come to his temple at all, and it's got nothing to do with Jesus' first coming, and neither does this prophecy have anything to do with Jesus' second advent. Okay, let me read to you, folks, the first four verses of what this prophecy should be read like. Okay, and then I will show you my program and decipher all this for you. Okay, so this is how this prophecy should be read. Behold, I will send my messenger. This messenger is Moses, because he's a messenger of the covenant. Okay. Now, John the Baptist was not the messenger of the covenant. The messenger of the covenant is Moses, because if you read Exodus chapter 24, verse 7, you will know that the messenger of the covenant is Moses. Okay. So, behold, I will send my messenger Moses. Now, inasmuch as Elijah is also coming for the great and dreadful day of the Lord, meaning for the tribulation period, so does Moses have to come, because according to Zachariah chapter 4, verse 14, both Moses and Elijah are the two olive trees that stand before the Lord. Okay? They're actually represented as two olive branches. Okay? So if Elijah is coming, then so is Moses. But Moses, we have to actually decipher it in this prophecy, and it's given away here, even the messenger of the covenant, which is Moses. Okay? Do you want proof? Okay. Let's quickly go there to Exodus 24:7. Bear with me. And so we're here in Exodus already. Okay. Exodus 24, verse 7. And he, meaning Moses, took the book of the covenant. So Moses is the messenger of the covenant, and read it in the audience of the people. Okay. So that settles it. Okay. So let's go back to Malachi. Okay. So we send my messenger Moses, messenger of the covenant, and he shall prepare the way before me, just like Elijah is also coming, with Moses as the two witnesses. Okay, so if Elijah is coming, then the other olive branch, Moses, also has to come. Now, and he shall prepare the way before me, and the Lord, this is the Antichrist, whom you seek. Okay, it's interesting how he's saying the Lord whom you seek. Jesus is not saying, I, your Lord, he's suddenly coming back the Lord, in other words, the Antichrist, because we know that Israel had to sign that pact with the Antichrist, the false peace treaties and things like that. And the Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come to his temple. Jesus is not saying, I, the Lord whom you seek, will suddenly come to my temple, but not to his temple. In other words, the third temple of the Antichrist, because Jesus, the fact that Jesus is saying to his temple is that Jesus is going to have his fourth temple when he comes back for the millennial kingdom. He's not going to be taking over the third temple because the Antichrist is going to desecrate it when he causes the abomination of desolation. And in fact, and the Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come to his temple. This suddenly is going to be, in fact, the abomination of desolation, because this is going to happen suddenly. Okay? And the reason this is going to happen suddenly is going to happen at the beginning of the tribulation, at the beginning of the second half of the tribulation period. But what needs to happen first is that Moses and Elijah, when they die, okay, when they are killed by the devil, then after 3.5 days, God is going to resurrect them and rapture them out back into heaven. And then after that, then the devil's going to have the fight in heaven, if you like, is going to be cast down from heaven. The angels of God are going to defeat them, and because he is going to be cast down, he knows that he's going to have only for a short time, and he's going to get very angry with Israel, okay, with the woman. And so, because he's going to get very angry with the woman, then it triggers a chain of prophetic Bible prophecies in that Israel, the woman, will have to flee into the wilderness, okay. And so it activates, Luke 21:20, in that Israel is going to be compassed with armies. And then, of course, let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains and so on. And so, as Jerusalem is compassed with armies, then suddenly, then the Antichrist is going to come to his temple to cause the abomination of desolation, as per Daniel 9:27. Okay? So, behold, just to recap, I will send my messenger Moses. He shall prepare the way before me. Elijah is also coming. And the Lord whom you seek, in other words, is going to be the Antichrist. But this is going to be the Antichrist known as the Son of Perdition, because in the first half of the tribulation period, the Antichrist is known as the man of sin, according to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. But in the second half, he's going to be known as the beast. He's going to be known as the Son of Perdition, and he's going to be possessed by the spirit of Leviathan. Okay? And then he's going to come to his temple, the Antichrist. And then he goes back, even the messenger of the covenant, which goes back to Moses, whom you delight in. In other words, the Jewish people delight in Moses because Moses is the author of the first 5 books of the Bible, the Pentateuch. Behold, he shall come, Moses, said the Lord of hosts. And then it reads, but whom I abide the day of his coming. Is talking about Moses, okay? And who shall stand when he appeareth? He's talking about Moses, for he's like a refiner's fire. Why is that? Because he's going to be refining the Levi priest, okay? He's a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap, he's going to be like cleaning them, if you like. That's because Moses is a Levite, and so he's going to be refining the Levi priest, okay? The sons of Levi, okay? And then verse 3, and he shall sit, this is Moses, shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. That's because Moses is a Levite, and he shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, that they might offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. That's because the Levite, the Levite priests, are the ones going to be doing all the, uh, offering all the sacrifices and things like that, okay? Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord as in the days of old, as in former years, okay? Not to keep this video too long, let's go straight into the program. I told you from the beginning that this is not John the Baptist, and it has got nothing to do with the first advent of Jesus, And also it's got nothing to do with the second advent of Jesus. Okay, I got some notes here as well that I prepared yesterday. Now, it's not Jesus' first advent because Jesus did not come suddenly. Okay, when Jesus first came, his first advent, it wasn't suddenly. There was a process. Suddenly it means that something quickly is going to happen. But when Jesus came, there was a process. Okay, the process was that Jesus was God born in the flesh to Mary. He was conceived by the Holy Spirit, and also Joseph was like his stepfather, looking after him, if you like. Okay, and Jesus only began his ministry at age 30. This action is not sudden. Okay, so in the first advent of Jesus, Jesus didn't suddenly come to his temple. Okay, no, when he was young, he went to the temple and he taught many of the rabbis, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, but it wasn't a sudden action. It was more like a process. He had to be born, and then he began his ministry at age 30. He was baptized by John the Baptist, okay? So this action is not sudden, like it says, suddenly, that the Antichrist is going to come to his temple, okay? So this action is not sudden, but a process. Now, uh, this prophecy it is also not for Jesus coming for his second advent, or for the millennial kingdom, as there is also a process, okay, there as well. Before Jesus comes for his second advent, don't forget that Jesus is not going back to this um, desecrated third temple. There's going to be a fourth new temple, according to Ezekiel chapter 47 and 48. Okay, so Jesus is not coming back because the Antichrist is going to desecrate the third temple with the Abomination of Desolation. So it's also not for Jesus' second advent because it can't be a process, because Jesus needs to allow for the 7 years of the tribulation period. Plus, according to Joel chapter 2 verse 30, okay, the sun shall be turned into darkness. And then if you read, plus also Joel chapter 3 verse 2, there's going to be the judgment in the valley of Jehoshaphat. And so there's going to be a judgment in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Yeah, Jesus is going to be judging the nations also, according to Matthew chapter 25, verses 32 and 33, the judgment of the nations, the sheep and the goat nations, okay? So Jesus cannot suddenly come to his temple or the fourth temple, because that fourth temple has to be rebuilt. So that's not a sudden action, okay? As there is a process first, he has to judge when he comes back, okay? So Jesus is going to have a new fourth temple, a new city of Jerusalem, plus a partition of the 12 tribes of Israel, or the land, okay? So now that we established then that this prophecy is not about Jesus' first advent or second advent, and the messenger here is not John the Baptist, but the messenger of the covenant, I just show you that it's Moses, because if Moses is coming, so is Elijah, because these two are the only three branches, okay, represented in Zachariah chapter 4 verse 14, okay? So this is a prophecy is going to happen at the beginning of the second half of the tribulation period. Now that all that is established in another way, let me show you my program. Okay, so understanding Malachi 3.1. The messenger of the covenant is Moses. I just show you Exodus 24 verse 7. And the Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come to his temple. Okay, it's not the temple of Jesus, it's the temple of the Antichrist, because he's going to desecrate it. Okay, so that's the Antichrist. It's going to cause the abomination of desolation, according to Daniel 9:27. We all know this, okay? Okay, so the abomination of desolation, okay? Now, in the second half of the tribulation period, what's happening is that the Antichrist will be known as the Son of Perdition, okay? According to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, or the beast with the spirit possessed by Leviathan. I've done a video on this recently, according to Revelation 13:1. Okay, so the beast will be given power by the dragon, according to Revelation 13:2. Okay, so let me just show you the chain of events here in Revelation, so that you understand what's going on. Okay, but let me just take you back, even before the abomination of desolation happens. Okay, what needs to happen first is that Moses and Elijah need to be taken out, according to Revelation 11 verse 11. So if you read Revelation 11 verse 11, okay, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them. It's talking about Moses in Elijah, okay, because on verse 7 here in Revelation 11:7, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottom, the spirit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. Okay, so as the beast comes out, he's gonna kill, sadly, Moses and Elijah. Okay, and at 3.5 days, they're gonna be resurrected and they're going back to heaven. So after that happens, um, at the end of the first half of the tribulation period, because they're going to be prophesying for 1,260 days. So at the end of the first half of the tribulation, once Moses and Elijah die, then the devil is coming. Okay, and once he comes, what's happening is that according to Revelation 13 verse 1, okay, once Moses and Elijah are out, then and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. This is the Leviathan, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast, this is the Antichrist, known as the Son of Perdition, at the beginning of the second half of the tribulation period, which I saw, was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Okay, so basically, Leviathan here on Revelation 13:1 is actually going to possess spiritually the beast, or actually the Son of Perdition, at the beginning of the second half of the tribulation period, and the dragon, the devil, is going to give him the power. Okay, so there's a chain of events here that's happening. Okay, so basically, as I got on my notes here, um, like I just said, Moses and Elijah need to be taken out first, and at the end of the first half of the tribulation period. Okay, at the second half of the tribulation period, the Antichrist is going to be known as the Son of Perdition, according to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3, or the beast with the spirit, or being possessed by Leviathan, according to Revelation 13 verse 1, just to recap. And the beast will be given power by the dragon, according to Revelation 13 verse 2, like I just showed you. Now, the question is, why is the Antichrist coming suddenly into his temple, meaning the third temple? Notice how Jesus is not saying my temple, okay? He's saying his temple, okay? Otherwise, the prophecy would be saying something like, and I, the Lord of hosts, will be coming to my temple, okay? But no, Jesus is saying his temple. Now, this is because the serpent is cast down from heaven with his demonic angels, according to Revelation 12:9, okay? And so the devil gets angry with the woman because they lost this fight in heaven with God's angels, and he's cast down with his demonic angels, okay, according to Revelation 12:9. And so the devil gets angry with the woman, or Israel, okay. This then triggers a chain of events where Jerusalem is compassed with armies, as per Luke 21:20, okay, so that the beast, or the Antichrist, can take over his temple, okay, according to Daniel 9:27, to cause the Abomination of Desolation. Okay, this session will happen quite quickly or sudden, as the beast rises up, if you like, as the devil knows also that he has but a short time, according to Revelation 12:12. But first, like I was said earlier, Moses and Elijah must be taken to heaven, okay, according to Revelation 11, verse 11. Then the dragon has his fight in heaven, okay, with God's angels. He loses, okay, is cast down and goes for the attack against Jerusalem, okay. So now he's coming after the woman. He wants to get back at the Jewish people because he's cast down from heaven, and he's coming with great anger because he knows that his time is short. Now, when he comes to attack against Jerusalem, this triggers Luke 21:20, where it's then, when the Jewish people, how it says, and those that are in Judea flee to the mountains, okay? And then as the Jewish people flee to the mountains, and also into the wilderness, because God is going to protect the woman in the wilderness, okay? In other words, Israel. Then, as they flee, okay, what's going to happen is the abomination of desolation, as in Daniel 9:27. So the sequential events are Moses and Elijah taken out according to Revelation 11 verse 11 at the end of the first half of the tribulation period, because they need to spend 1,260 days. Okay, after that, the dragon rises up and has his fight according to Revelation 12:7. Okay, in heaven he loses, his cast down, he loses, as in Revelation 12:9. Then persecutes Israel, okay, or the woman, okay. And then in Luke 21:20, like I said before, those that are in Judea flee to the mountains. Also, the Jewish people have to flee to a place prepared for them by God. Okay, they're gonna have to flee into the wilderness. Okay, and as they flee, the devil does the abomination of desolation according to Daniel 9:27. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen, folks. So this is what Malachi 3.1 is all about. It's not about John the Baptist. I can understand that pitfall, how Bible scholars wrote it, behold, I will send my messenger, meaning John the Baptist, and he shall prepare the way before me, almost as he's saying, make a straight path for the Lord. So I can see how Bible scholars can fall, into that trap, but it's not that, because this is a prophecy that, like I said before, if Moses is coming, so is Elijah, okay? And we know that the messenger of the covenant is Moses, so this is not John the Baptist. But I can see the pitfalls as how people, when they read it, they will think, oh, make a straight path for the Lord, but it's not that at all. So just to finish up, behold, I will send my messenger Moses, and he shall prepare the way before me, okay? And also Elijah is coming, okay, with Moses. And the Lord whom you seek, meaning the Antichrist, shall suddenly come to his temple. That's the Son of Perdition, or the beast, the one who's going to be possessed by the spirit of Leviathan. In other words, the Son of Perdition, he's going to come and do the abomination of desolation. And then he goes back to Moses, even the messenger of the covenant, who is Moses, whom you delight in. Okay, of course, he's the author of the first five books of the Bible. Behold, he shall come, meaning Moses, said the Lord of hosts. Okay, and just to finish up, whom I abide in the day of his coming, meaning Moses, because in context, then Moses is going to refine, the Levites. Okay, so that's why he's saying here, but whom I abide in the day of his coming, because he's also going to have a lot of supernatural powers. Okay, fire can come out of his mouth, as well as Elijah's mouth, if anybody threatens them with their lives. Okay, so yeah, but whom I abide, the day of his coming, this is Moses, and who shall stand when he appeareth. Okay, He's going to be very powerful, for he's like a refiner's fire and like a fuller's soap. He's a refiner because Moses is a Levite and he's going to be purifying the Levites, okay? And he, meaning Moses, shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi, okay? The priest, and purge them as gold and silver, that they might offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness, in other words, all the sacrifices. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old, and as in former years. And it's quite easy to decipher this if you read in context the following verses. But I just wanted to help you then, um, what Moses is going to be doing, and also, the sudden coming of the beast, or the son of perdition, to cause the abomination of desolation. Okay, now I'm going to give you a scan of my notes here so that you can have a read them for yourselves later on. Now let me just move to next page here. So, and these are today's notes. These are the ones that I actually made yesterday. So, okay, so that's that. And then this is the second page. And that's about it, folks. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope this has been a blessing to you, and hope that you have been able to understand that Moses is coming like Elijah for the tribulation period. Alright, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.